welcome back, guys. You're listening to Five Picks and a Chick featuring El Gato. This is the podcast that gives you 5 NFL picks for people who love football and friendly wagering. Today, we're breaking down our 5 best picks. We're going to give you some stats behind those picks, and hopefully, they're winners come Sunday Fun Day. Today, our special guest is Henry. Thanks for being with us, Henry.
Hey guys, thanks for having me. I look forward to it.
All right. Hey, El Gato. Last week there was some crazy games. I went 3-2, you went 2-3. Our season total, I cannot believe that we're talking week 4. I'm just throwing that out there. I can't believe we're talking week 4. But anyway,
Right.
so week 3, I went 3-2, you went 2-3. Season total is 8-7 for me. I'm at 53%. And then you are at 9-6. That's really good. You're at 60%. So that's really, really good.
I'll take it. These percentages that we're rolling on, and even in the past, we're right at those percentage marks. I mean, we're doing pretty well considering we had some bad beats, as our guest Henry will allude to later on in the show. But wow, there were some ugly picks that I made last week, and they just turned out that way. I don't know how, but damn it, that was weird. But that's the way the NFL is. If you're not a team is not ready to play, example, Falcons, right? They just show up in nice uniforms and thought they could run over Carolina, who is not a very good team. And look what happened. They got bent over. I mean, literally bent over, right? They did.
Man.
It's rare you see an NFL team get beat up like that physically, and then on the mental side, when you take a team out mentally that they don't want to play anymore, what it seemed like they didn't want to do in the second half. That was a bad beat. But here we are. It's a fresh week, right?
Yeah.
New picks. We've got some good picks on the board, some exciting games that we're going to talk about. So let's get
Yeah.
into it.
All right. Hey, my first pick is going to be Carolina getting 5 points. They are playing at New England Patriots. So Carolina started to put it all together, in my opinion, during the Arizona game, which was 2 weeks ago. And then for me, last week, they seemed like they had it all together. Playing the Falcons last week in a 30-0 drubbing. Patriots are struggling. And there is no way they should be a 5 point favorite. So give me Carolina +5. I think they do have it all together now. At least I'm hoping. I've always been a Bryce Young fan, so I'm hoping that they do. So what are your thoughts on this game, Henry?
Well, it's an interesting game. The line opened up at 4, got some Patriot money that moved it to 5. As you said, the Patriots got probably their best win in 2 years last week. And as Elgato said in the opening, the Patriot loss last week was a bad beat. They had 5 turnovers. They had 2 turnovers in the end zone.
Mm.
Aside from the turnovers, Drake May played well. He had a couple touchdowns. Doesn't have a whole lot of help with the receivers, but has a great tight end. Panthers coming in hot. Patriots kind of coming in licking their wounds. I'm gonna kind of buy low on the Patriots, and I'll give the 5 and go with the Patriots.
All right. What are your thoughts on this game, El Gato?
I'm going to go with Henry on this one. I mean, I saw that game last week, Carolina and the Falcons, and my lock of the week was actually was actually the Falcons because they had played so well against arguably one of the best teams in the league is Tampa Bay. Then they show up really well and play a tough Vikings defense and win that game. So you figured, hey, Penix got it going, wide receivers, but Carolina said not so fast, right? You're going to come into our house and you're going to have to prove that you are the team that you think you are, and they didn't. Leading up to the Patriots, they're supposed to be a contender in that AFC division. Drake May, young quarterback. They've got a fantastic young running back, and the Ohio State running back that they drafted. Henry's right. Those fumbles by those starting running backs really cost them that game against Pittsburgh. Otherwise, I think they win that game. To me, I watched a lot of that game also. I have multi-screen TV going on here on Sunday. I saw quite a bit of that game, and I thought they outplayed them defensively and offensively. So Carolina, I mean, maybe they beat up on a unprepared Falcons team. I think Patriots cover on this one. I think they win by 7. I'll go with the Patriots.
Hey, my second pick is going to be Jags getting 3 at San Francisco. Both teams are playing well. San Francisco has a bunch of injuries. I know the Jags do too, but I think the injuries on the San Francisco team are to more valuable players. Jags are the healthier team, and they actually are one play away from being undefeated. We're talking about the Jags. They're one play away from being undefeated. The other thing, the 49ers defense, I think they're going to struggle. Bosa's out, and he's a big part of the 49ers defense. So give me Jags +3. What are your thoughts on this game, El Gato?
Well, you know what? I said during the pre-show that this would be an on-the-clock decision because I've been going back and forth on this thing a lot of part of the day. You know, defensively, you bring up good points about Bosa, because he basically covers one side of that line of scrimmage, and he's he's a problem for most offensive lines because they have to account for him on every play. At least 2 players that frees up either a linebacker or an interior lineman that can get to the quarterback or into the backfield for tackles for loss. This may be the best quarterback that the 49ers have faced this year. So you know how I'm always big on the quarterback. It always starts there. Starts at the O line, right? The line of scrimmages. But if you don't have a decent quarterback performing, then you don't have a chance. That being said, with the Jags having Trevor Lawrence, one of the top quarterbacks in the league, maybe top 7, top 10, certainly, I'm going to go with the better quarterback that will be on the field. Purdy, I don't know if he's going to start. Mac Jones did okay last week, did enough to win it. But I'm going to go with Trevor Lawrence and the Jags on this one, +3.
All right. What are your thoughts on this game, Henry?
Well, typically I don't look at these Jaguar games because they've done me dirty over the last couple of years. Every time I think that they've turned the corner, they always burn me. So I did look at this game. I really don't have much of an opinion on the side. I kind of question the line. It's almost like they're begging you to take the 49ers. And I know there's a question at the quarterback position of who's going to play, but the line being only 3, I figure it's got to be more like 4.5, 5 in a game like this. I looked at the total. Total is 47.5 last time I looked. I take the under. You got 2 good defenses. Jags appear to be playing better. 49ers are a little bit banged up as you guys talked about, but I for me the better bet's taking the under.
Nice.
Hey, you have a third pick for us, Henry?
Yeah, I do. We're going to go to the Colts Rams game.
Ooh.
And I'm all about, not getting in front of the train. And right now, I think the Colts are that train. Just ride that wave. The Colts are playing good ball. I think he's no longer Danny Dimes. I think he's Indiana Jones. So he's not turned the ball over through the first 3 games, and I think that's always a big factor. Don't help the other team out. Rams, as we talked about, kind of with that Patriot game, Rams is a bad beat. But Rams defense didn't play that well. Hurts threw 3 touchdowns. Rams kind of collapsed in the fourth quarter. I think you just keep riding the Colts and take the points.
What are your thoughts on this game, El Gato?
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Rams on this one. Henry's right. The Colts have been really the surprise team. 3-0, right? Correct?
Right.
Yep.
3-0. But they've beat a couple of below average teams in the Dolphins and the Texans. I know it's a week to week league in the NFL, and you got to play who's in front of you. And a lot of these teams, do have good players. It just depends on what the matchups are. The Colts got their toughest test was against the Broncos a few weeks ago. The Broncos had that one won late, right? If the Broncos field goal kicker makes a field goal, they kind of seal that game. But yet then they gave it up there at the end by committing a penalty and having the Colts convert that crazy 60-plus field goal on a penalty. But you know, Jones is playing well, playing at a high level. You know, can they overcome the Rams' explosive offense? I mean, the Rams demonstrated what they could do against an elite Eagles defense. And if it had not been for the Rams kind of shutting down their defensive pressure there in the second half by going semi-prevent, that's what cost them the game. That's what cost the Rams the game. They held Shaquan to less than 100, less than 80, I believe. And offensively, they were producing. You know, Stafford can still throw it. They have a decent run game. I'm going to go with the Rams on this one. I think the Colts will get their first defeat of the year. So Rams minus 3.5.
Yeah, I'm going with the Rams -3.5 as well. Rams should have beat the Eagles last week, but there was that fluke play at the end, which man, it was great because I had the Eagles covering, so I was very happy with that fluke play at the end. Um, Rams are coming back home from being on the road 2 weeks. This is the Colts' consecutive road game. Um, Colts are 3-0, but I think that's a little bit deceiving. Just like El Gato touched on, the teams they have played are 1-7. So I think that 3-0 might be just a little bit deceiving. So I'm going to go with the Rams. I do think that the Rams are the better team. So give me the Rams. Do you have a fourth and fifth pick for us? Oh, Gato.
Yeah, I'm going to talk about the Ravens and the Chiefs. That should be probably the best game
It's a
on
good game.
Sunday. I mean,
Yeah.
we saw the Ravens experience another devastating loss by their top running back Henry, fumbling again on their side of the field. That's twice now, right? Cost them the game against the
Yep.
Lions.
Yep.
Did it against the Bills. I mean, otherwise, I mean, we can see the Ravens can go up and down the field. They can play defense. Jackson, one of the better quarterbacks in the league, can run it, can throw it. Kansas City, on the other hand, they experienced two consecutive losses to start the season. They were not playing very well against a Giants team that first half. I don't know what happened to the Giants that second half, but Casey was able to put some points up on the board and come out with that victory. But I think the Ravens are going to come out with some purpose this game. I think they're gonna take it out on the Chiefs, and this should. I'm expecting a big Ravens win on this one, 10 points at least.
Really? So you're expecting the Ravens to cover
I
minus two
yeah,
and a half?
minus 2.5. I think they'll win by 10. Yeah,
All right. All
I really
right.
do.
What are your thoughts, Henry?
Well, you have a good Ravens offense versus a good Chiefs defense. You have a bad Ravens defense against a bad Chiefs offense, and obviously you got to score points to win. So I'm on the same side as El Gato. I think the better offensive team's going to win. You touched on it about Henry and the fumbles. My goodness, how's a guy that big keep fumbling it? I think part of the Chiefs' problem is they don't have a running game and they don't have anybody to throw it to. So, what are you going to do? I don't know how you fix that at this point. It's crazy to think teams this good, the loser is going to be 1-3. But I
Yeah.
think the
I, I
losers
hadn't
the
thought about
Chiefs.
that. You're
Yeah.
right.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'm going to go with Kansas City getting points. I trust Mahomes more than I trust Jackson. And I know y'all were talking about Henry on the Ravens, but Jackson didn't play as well either. He made some errors that for me, I thought, oh, that's Jackson. I trust the Chiefs defense more than I trust the Ravens defense. And the Chiefs at home getting points, Mahomes at home getting points, give me the Kansas City Chiefs, the home dog.
Oh, wow. Good pick.
What's your fifth pick, El Gato?
Well, I've got the matchup. Is it Sunday night or Monday night football?
The Cowboys and
Oh,
the
yes.
Packers?
Yeah, Packers at Cowboys, right? Packers at Cowboys. Is
It's
that a
Sunday
Monday
night.
night game? Sunday
It's
night.
Sunday.
Yeah.
Sunday night. And yeah, Mika Parsons coming back to Dallas. They call it a revenge type of individual matchup that he's going to exercise the demons of whatever are in him, right? He's going to take it out on the Cowboys. I don't believe any of that. I just believe that he's going to be a part of a good Packers defense that needs to redeem themselves, right, against a very bad Browns offense. I don't know what
Yeah.
happened in that game. I saw not as much as I wanted to of that game, but I saw enough to say, man, this is another team that went in, strong team in the Packers, right? They've got all sides of the football working. So we thought they thought they could go into Cleveland and just show up and win, and look what happens. I mean, look what happened to a very not so good Browns team.
Yeah.
Now that's kind of a wake up call to a good team, to a good an elite team that is now projected to go well, make a good playoff run. Some are even saying they're the best team in the NFC, maybe right behind the Eagles. You know, sandwiched between the Eagles and the Rams, perhaps, and the Lions. So Cowboys, I mean, we saw what they did against the Bears, and that's not a very good Bears team either. I mean, every quarterback that has played against the Cowboys defense has thrown for a billion yards, it seems like. They hit every receiver is open. Even a flare pass to a running back coming out of the backfield seems to be wide open. I don't know about the Cowboys defense if they can hang on with what the Packers are going to throw at them. It's a -7 game. I'm going to go with Packers winning at least by 10.
I like it.
Packers.
What are your thoughts on this game, Henry?
This is going to be pretty short and sweet. Cowboys are pretty hard to watch.
Shoot.
You know, you got, as you said, you got Parsons coming back, and obviously Parsons and his teammates are going to want to just drill the Cowboys, and it's not going to be hard. Giants drilled them. As you said, a probably below average Bears team drilled them. Micah Parsons still has his suite. He still has his Dallas Cowboys suite. They wouldn't refund him his money.
Oh,
So
wow.
he's going to pack that suite en route to getting his
Nice.
5 sacks. So
Nice.
I can't put my money on the Cowboys. It's gonna be the Packers by a million.
I'm going with y'all in this Green Bay. I absolutely think they're going to cover by a lot. Like you guys said, Dallas has some key injuries, and
CD.
Yeah, Green Bay has, I think, a much better team, but also a much better defense. So the defense is going to definitely hold Dak Prescott. Parsons, I think he does have something to prove. I know Elgato, you said no, maybe not. I think he does have something to prove in this game. Jeff and I talked, it would be amazing if Parsons sacked Dak and then just looked up at Jerry's box and just, hi, how are you? Wouldn't that be great? Like, that's TV right there. That is TV. So I'll watch just to see if something like that happens. Yeah, look for Green Bay's offense to play a lot better than last week. Yeah, I don't know what happened to them last week, but there's just no way the Cowboys are going to come out ahead. I know they're the home team. There's just no way they're going to come out ahead in this game. I think Cowboys, and this is no offense to any high school team, Cowboys can't even beat a high school team at this point. So give me Green Bay. Hey, and Green Bay Packers, they're my team. I know you said they're right behind the Eagles. I'm going to say they're above the Eagles at this point. And, we're talking that our little friendly group that we have, and I ended up drawing the Packers. So right now I'm rooting for the Packers. I know as a Cowboy fan, that's crazy, but that's where I'm going. Cowboys don't pay me no money when they win. So give me Packers all season long.
Okay. Yeah,
Hey, Elgato, you have a lock of the week.
I do have a lock of the week, and I hope it turns out much better than my lock last week. But I want to take, you know what, uh, maybe the game of the week, right? There's a couple of games of the week. I mentioned Ravens and the Chiefs, just by who's playing, but all eyes, of course, it's on Sunday night. All eyes, the whole country, half the country will be watching Packers and Cowboys. You alluded to this earlier. You said there's just no way the Cowboys can win, and there's just no way they're going to come out victorious on this. I just don't see the Cowboys coming out on top just based on matchups, right? forget about how I feel about the Cowboys or the Packers, but you look at matchups in the NFL. Packers have better offensive line, better defense, better scheme, better coaching, and maybe a comparable quarterback. So if you have two comparable quarterbacks up against each other, but the other phases of the game, the other team is ahead slightly or even much better, then you go that route. I see the Packers winning this one pretty easily. That's my lock of the week.
Lock of the week. All right. Henry, any final thoughts?
Well, we've hit on 5 NFL games, talked NFL, but let's not forget about Saturday games.
Oh,
We
yeah.
got Oregon traveling to Penn State. We
Ooh,
got
Penn State.
Bama, Georgia. So, SEC conference games kick off Saturday. So we got a packed weekend.
Yeah, it'll be fun. It'll be fun, fun, fun Saturday. Good games. Go Penn State. Hey, what about
Were you,
you?
Go
I was
Ducks.
I was gonna I was gonna mention Henry was just gonna mention this slightly the bad beat of the week. Which one was that? And
It was clearly the Eagle game. Just fall on the ball. Don't let him return it.
yeah,
Rams win. Rams cover.
Oh my God.
And we won't talk about the Patriots fumbling again twice in the end zone.
talking about a bad beat. Can you imagine the talking about Vegas, right? Sports books. How much money exchanged from
Oh my
one
gosh.
one hand to the other that quickly in a matter of
Yeah.
9 seconds?
You
Can you
know that
imagine how much screaming?
Yeah.
that's a really good point. It'd be interesting to get a bookmaker on there of which way they wanted it to go. Was it more money on the Eagles? Is it more money on the Rams? And obviously got the Patriot game. How'd that
I mean,
affect you?
either way, if I remember right, I saw that the line, the percentage win line there at the last play. The Rams were like 99% to cover. Even if they would have missed the field goal, they
Right,
would have covered.
right.
Yeah.
So Rams fans that had that ticket were already in line even before the kick because they figured we make it, we win the game and we cover. We don't make it, we lose the game, but we still cover. We're still happy. We're still drinking, still having fun in Vegas.
Yeah.
And
But
then,
that's
and
bad
then
karma. You
I
don't
know,
get in line until the game's over.
Yeah.
and then to be in line watching that.
Yeah.
Hey, I've done that a few times. I know.
That, yeah. 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 Don't call a game until it says 0 on the clock. I learned
Don't
that.
like don't like the don't like the cigar.
Don't light the cigar until it is zero,
a,
zero, zero,
a
baby.
cigar, a cigar is like this. I think I did that.
I didn't
I
even
got
think, hey, however you do it, it's okay with me. Whatever, however.
Legal. It's legal in Vegas.
Yeah, yeah. It is
it's later
legal
than
in
that.
Vegas. Thank you very much. Hey, and so of course we've come to the end of the podcast. We want to thank our listeners, our loyal listeners. Hey, hit the subscribe and like button on our YouTube channel. Thanks, Henry, for being with us.
Thanks, Henry.
Thank you.
Good luck this weekend. And if not, there's always next week. So make sure to join us next week and we'll give you some new picks. As always, thank you, Til Gatto, for being part of 5 Picks and a Chick. 1, 2, 3, bet. And that's a wrap.
All
All
right.
right, guys.